Do you remember the sign language guy at Nelson Mandela's funeral who didn't actually know sign language? It was reported by the media that he just so happened to slip under the radar of Secret Service. Now, I can tell you from personal experience of working for the White House Military Office and side by side with Secret Service, something like that doesn't just happen. Somebody would have vetted him first. So, yes, the Lord placed me in some very unique positions behind enemy lines, and even though I didn't recognize it at the time, I clearly see the value in it now. The imposter sign language guy at Mandela's funeral was a well planned, well scripted event. Many people were in on the joke except for folks like you and me. So today, I'm going to show you how deep the joke goes and how the Lord led me to understanding what it was all about so I could share it with you. Mandela's funeral was a mockery ritual rooted in theatrical performance and wordplay. Sign language is used for those without ears to hear. Jimmy Kimmel, who is known for his mockery and satirical humor, both reveals and conceals what we all missed about the sign language guy, and I'm going to show you that in just a minute. First, let's look at the definition of mockery. Mock means to scoff, laugh at, deride, or fool. Labeling a person or thing as a mockery may also be used to imply that it or they are a poor quality or counterfeit version of some genuine other. So we know that the sign language guy was a counterfeit to the real thing. To understand what a mockery ritual looks like, we have to see it with new eyes and ears. Just as very simple examples that we should all understand by now, the celebration of Christmas, Easter, Valentine's Day, the COVID pandemic, SpaceX, and NASA rocket launches, etc., are all forms of a mockery ritual. They all have both an esoteric and an exoteric meaning. So what it looks like is not exactly what it is. Let's get into the Nelson Mandela funeral mockery ritual. We have to first ask ourselves who, what, where, when, why, and how. Who? Well, the sign language guy. This is what was splattered all over the news and the media for a long time. We all remember seeing this. What? Well, the ridiculous sign language gestures that he was making. Where? An arena in South Africa. And I emphasize arena for reasons that you'll soon understand. When? During Mandela's funeral. Why? To fool us, poke fun at us, and basically just make fun of our ignorance of what we are seeing in plain sight. How? Through wordplay and theatrical performance. Right here, you'll see Kimmel invites a supposed real sign language interpreter on his show to translate and provide his expert and humorous explanation and opinion. It was actually a rather funny segment, but you have to look and listen closer to what is being said to correctly perceive how this was a mockery ritual. And the Lord drew my attention to what Kimmel's guest said as he was walking off the stage. He said, "When all else fails, Macarena." It was a very awkward statement and didn't make any sense to the context. And you can also hear his audience respond with an obligatory confused laughter. Now let's take a look at that statement one more time. When all else fails, Macarena. To the average person, one would associate the statement with the Macarena song, which makes no sense either. How can we see and hear this word Macarena differently? That's right if you said mock arena. Remember earlier I said that Mandela's funeral took place inside an arena in Johannesburg, South Africa. An arena is an enclosed area designed to showcase theater, musical performances, or sporting events. So yes, the people at the funeral, the people watching TV, and the audience on Jimmy Kimmel's show were being mocked and made to unknowingly laugh at themselves. Does that mean Jimmy Kimmel was in on the joke? Well, I think that's pretty evident. As an interesting side note, an amazing confirmation came to me through a Mandela effect the day after watching the Jimmy Kimmel clip. I sent the clip to Chanel the night before and explained to her what the Lord had revealed. The next day, I showed the same clip to my wife because I wanted to explain to her what the crazy sign language guy was all about. However, when I showed it to her, it wasn't Kimmel's guest who said, "When all else fails, Macarena." This time, it was Jimmy Kimmel. And I had one of those mind-blowing experiences of witnessing a Mandela effect again. So I knew the Lord had changed it as a Mandela effect to confirm that I was correct in what I was seeing as a mockery ritual. So I got a hold of Chanel and I asked her who she remembered saying the Macarena line. She said it was Kimmel's guest, the same way I had remembered it. So there you go. Now you know the reason for the imposter sign language guy at Mandela's funeral. And I'll just close with this. If you want to silence the truth, you point your finger at it, you mock it and laugh at it. You call it stupid and hope that it goes away. We've shown word for word, line by line, how the Mandela effect is revealing itself as a reflection in the book of Revelations. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I encourage you to watch our 5-part video series on this. I just explained and demonstrated how the Lord shows us that mockery is sometimes used in humor with an evil intent, and how Jesus reveals it to us as confirmations through the Mandela effect. Our burden is to show you what the Mandela effect is revealing and how to perceive these changes with new eyes and ears. Your burden is to pray on our information and wait for your confirmations. Yes, there are some people out there that have accused us of having a direct line of communication with Satan, and that's okay, because people just naturally fear what they don't understand. So based on the evidence I just showed you, you have to decide, whose line is it anyway?